GaryVee, and you're in the Ask GaryVee show with Tony Robbins. Who's this?
Yo, Gary, it's Nico from Chicago, man.
Nico, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, man. What's your question?
All right, so just a couple sentences to give you, a cap of what I do. I'm building two things right now, which is small business, my creative studio, and my personal brand.
Okay.
So my creative studio does like photo, video content for small businesses, and my personal brand is just my creative content and me documenting my life through Instagram and YouTube.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, should I leverage, or should I use my leverage and community for my personal brand and funnel that into my, my business, or should I keep them separate, or what do you think I should do?
Well, look, obviously I know why you're asking this because I've lived this life, right? Now, the thing that's interesting about me, and I've talked about this, is a lot of my audience doesn't necessarily represent the clients of VaynerMedia. VaynerMedia does, going to do $125 million in revenue this year, and it's mainly Fortune 500 companies who are not necessarily watching my 25-minute vlog. Now, what I knew about being in the business you'll be in the future is that the technology would drag people down, and that the 53-year-old cliche executive would eventually watch YouTube and be on Instagram. I would tell you, here's what I would say to you, brother. Intent matters so much. As long as the content you're putting out and the stuff you're doing creatively isn't just a gateway to get clients, just because of that, I think you'll be perfectly fine. It's gonna happen naturally anyway, first and foremost, because people are gonna become aware of you. I think, listen, I wrote a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. I think it's okay on your personal brand once in a while say, hey, is anybody looking for small business clients? As long as that's 3, 6, 7% of your, and that's an arbitrary number. As long as your audience doesn't feel like that's your intent. Look, Tony and I get compared to a lot of people that we are opposite of. But it's our energy and the way we roll that people think we look that part. The intent matters. So I would tell you that, as long as you're asking instead of making, you win. Do you know how many people have landing pages where they get you in and you got some content and then all of a sudden you got to pay to keep going? That's making people pay. Putting out good stuff to the world and then maybe some of it coming your way. Jab, 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 right hook was give, 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 and then ask. Most people interpret it as give, 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 and then take. That's a very big difference.
Like that.
Okay, so my personal brand is like the complete, like it's exactly what you're describing. It has nothing to do with my business.
It will work.
The shit that I enjoy.
It will work.
If you compare it to like Casey,
dude,
that kind of shit.
Dude, do you know how many people have given me business because I'm a Jets fan? That's real. We connected on the Jets, but it became absolutely. Speak your truths, have pure intent, work hard, a lot of good things happen. And by the way, I heard your structure, your strategy's on point. You've got an 80% stake, you're building personal brand over at 20, you're doing YouTube and Instagram today as we record this, that's right. So you've got every piece in place. Keep going with your intuition.
All right, thanks brother,
Thanks,
I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Tony.
All right.
Bye.
Tony, while we transition, we'll get one more question in here. What's going on with you in social media? I remember very, very, the last time I reached out to you, I got inspired. I called you and I said, bro, Snapchat. This was 15 months ago. Talk to me about your journey on that. And one other thing that we have to do before we leave, I've never asked you this and I think it's really funny to ask here and you may not remember. I will never forget being at South by Southwest 2008, 9 or 10 and I get this email and it says, Anthony Robbins. And then it's a voice email.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't know, click. It's like, Gary, Tony Robbins. And I'm like, holy shit. I don't know if you recall that.
Yes, I do.
But what I'm curious about is, do you recall why you wrote that email?
I don't know that in particular, but I use audio emails much more than regular emails because
Context.
you hear your voice, impact context, so you can't get that in normal email. Plus, if it's a couple lines, I'll type it, but if it's something has emotion to it, I want somebody to hear it so I can connect to them as the piece there. So that's it.
I love it.